Hi, this is Bob Paskins. I'm a sales consultant as well as the creator of the Growth Matrix, where we look to elevate salespeople and sales processes to achieve desired growth. Today we're going to talk about when it is a good time to reconnect with prospects. You can find this on the tracking element of the Growth Matrix. In doing one of my speaking events, at the end of the event, I always open it up for questions from the audience. And one young producer raised his hand and said, "When is it a good time to reach back out to prospects? Should I wait 1 day, 3 days, a week? What's the amount of time?" Well, my first response was, are you dating the prospect? Because it almost sounds like a dating question, not an actual business question. And if it's a dating question, I'm not the right person to ask for advice. So after a brief laugh, I asked him the question, what did you and the prospect decide would be your next step for reconnecting? The young producer didn't have an answer because he didn't ask the prospect when they would want to connect. This leads me to 4 tips on how to best reconnect with prospects. The first one is find the actual date and time for you to connect back with them. Actually agree upon that before you end the conversation. That way it allows you to determine where the prospect is in the process. It also allows you to show some credibility by calling them back at that time. The second is all about deliverables. If they want a proposal, then I would encourage you to set the date on the proposal based upon what your team can handle. So if this proposal takes 2 weeks, ask the prospect if you could get back to them within 2 weeks. If they say, sure, that's great, wonderful. You are able to slot that in and work with your team to be able to get the proposal done. However, if they say no, they need that by next Friday, you also know that you should reach out and make sure that your team is able to have it done at that timeline. The third point is, if you end a conversation with a prospect without the next steps known, reach out and call them back right away. I had a company who called me Second Call Bob because I would frequently do that with them, where we would have a great meeting, but I would forget to ask what the next step was. So immediately, once I realized that, I would pick up the phone and get the next step. Funny enough, they would almost be anticipating that phone conversation because I had not put the next step out there. But it's important that you do this because if you leave uncertainty, uncertainty can lead to prospect death. The fourth point is, if you set a time to connect with them, say it's next Thursday, actually wait until next Thursday to connect with them. If you were to call them earlier thinking it makes you look eager, the truth is it doesn't. It makes you look desperate. And if you look desperate to the buyer's eyes, this erodes your credibility with them. So if you or your sales team would like help with coming up with strategies on how to reach back out with prospects, feel free to reach out to me at my website at bobpaskins.com. Thanks for watching.